Hey, Gabriel here with the Icon Capture GPS Intelligence Brief for May 2nd, 2026. All right, procurement portfolio managers, we need to talk because this is one of those boards where if you only look at the opportunity count, you are going to misread the market. Here's what I want to do with you today. I want to walk through the new opportunity flow, the legislative and executive movement, the regulatory and court signals, and then bottom line what this means if you're actually managing a portfolio right now and trying to decide where to lean in, where to stay patient, and where you may be kidding yourself. Before we start, this is the last brief before this terrain window narrows. 0 seats left in the GPS end-of-week synthesis. End-of-week synthesis, 4,108 opportunities. Carry-forward posture. That signal is what opened this session, and it will not repeat the same way tomorrow. Code GPS 427 at the-govcon-elite capture. Now, let's read the board. So let's get right to the facts. Over the last 168 hours, GPS surfaced 4,108 new opportunities posted on SAM.gov, 2067 legislative signals, federal hiring signals across 0 agencies, 29 C-SPAN captures, and all of that is happening while market BCL is what? With 0 agencies stalled under the continuing resolution. Looking at the current landscape, the opportunity flow over the past 168 hours presents us with a robust number, 4,108 opportunities. That's a substantial volume to digest, yet it's crucial to consider what this means for accessibility. While a high volume might suggest a bustling market, it doesn't necessarily equate to accessible opportunities for all. This is where the capture ticker becomes invaluable, helping us sift through the noise to identify what's truly actionable. Among the top postings, we have significant projects like the Rio Puerto Nuevo Flood Control Project and the operations and maintenance of TAGOS, TAGM. These projects are notable not just for their scale, but for the potential strategic positioning they offer to firms with niche capabilities. However, with no fiscal amounts tied to these projects yet, there's an ambiguity that procurement portfolio managers must weigh carefully. It raises the question of commitment versus speculative positioning. The business capture lifecycle, BCL, might be at a standstill with a 0% involvement, yet this doesn't necessarily indicate stagnation. It's more a reflection of how early stage these opportunities may be. Managers who read this tape know that early signals often require more groundwork and strategic foresight. The absence of clear BCL percentages suggests a critical period for groundwork, an opportunity to lay the foundation for future competitive advantage. Examining the secondary signals, there's a notable absence of movement in areas like terrain holes, court opinions, and lobbying clusters. This static backdrop might suggest a lack of immediate legislative and regulatory hurdles, which can actually be a breathing space for strategic positioning. For managers, this is a chance to explore market mispricing, where the perceived value does not yet match the potential due to lack of awareness or focus. The complete stall in hiring and lobbying activities could hint at a temporary market lull, or perhaps an intentional pause for recalibration. If you manage this book, this is the moment to dive deeper into less obvious opportunities, those not yet on the radar of your competitors. This is where the capture terminal can guide you to those under-the-radar signals, helping you capitalize on overlooked niches. What we're observing is a moment of calm in the secondary market signals, which often precedes significant shifts. It's a reminder that smart portfolio moves live where others see voids. The current terrain might seem unremarkable at a glance, but history tells us that periods of apparent dormancy can lead to lucrative opportunities for those who are prepared to act swiftly when the tide turns. The procurement market is characterized by a dynamic landscape where volume and movement define success, and stagnation is not an option. Portfolio managers should ask, are we aligning our discipline with the current pipeline volume to maximize opportunity capture? How are we mitigating risks associated with potential terrain holes despite none currently present? What proactive strategies are in place to maintain a 0% BCL and ensure no agency stalls? Our conviction is clear. A disciplined approach, grounded in real-time data analysis, is essential to navigate the macro terrain effectively and sustain momentum in a fluid procurement environment. Last thing before I sign off, and I want to be direct. 0 seats left in the GPS end-of-week synthesis. When this window closes, the terrain that justified it moves on. Tomorrow's signal will be different. The next session will read a different board. If the brief we just walked through gave you a reason to act, now is the time. Code GYPSY4227 communities.theicon.ai/capture the-govcon-elite 4.5 million records, 4 verticals ready. Provenance traced from bill to award. Like and subscribe if you're managing a federal grant, research, GovCon, or commercial portfolio. I drop a new GPS brief every weekday. All links, terminal preview, Shipley sessions, live cohort calendar, and the full brief are at communities.theicon.ai/capture/the-govcon-elite. Register free, and it's all there. This is Gabriel. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll need to disconnect you in 5 seconds.